A train is moving down the tracks on an ordinary day. The surroundings are quiet and all you hear is the sound of the train wheels. But up ahead there's a cow standing on the tracks. It looks like it's trying to cross to the other side, moving slowly. The train speeds up and the cow can't move fast enough. A collision is unavoidable. The train hits the cow and it falls to the ground, lifeless. The train continues on its path without slowing down. The event happens quickly, just like the train's journey on the tracks with no pause. A train is speeding down the tracks and its horn blares, echoing through the quiet surroundings. It seems to notice an obstacle ahead and honks its horn, hoping the cow will move out of the way. But the cow stays still, frozen on the tracks. As the train gets closer, the cow begins to panic and tries to run, but it's already too late. The cow makes a final desperate attempt to cross the tracks, but it's no use. The train can't avoid hitting it. The collision happens in a flash, and the cow is knocked to the ground, lifeless. The train doesn't stop. It continues on its way, moving forward without hesitation as though nothing ever happened. In that split second, we're reminded of how quickly life can end, often without warning or pause. The train keeps going, leaving behind only the silence of what's been lost. The echoes of the train's passage fade away, and the moment is gone. The video ends here, leaving us with a lingering sense of the fleeting nature of life. A plane is descending, preparing to land. As the wheels hit the runway, everything seems normal, until a chicken suddenly appears on the path. The bird moves directly under the speeding wheels and is tragically crushed. The plane, unaware, continues its journey down the runway. The video ends here, leaving a brief yet impactful moment to reflect on. On a quiet highway in the late afternoon, cars cruise along smoothly. But suddenly, a car coming from the opposite direction crashes into a deer that unexpectedly steps onto the road. The collision happens in an instant. The deer is thrown high into the air, soaring several feet before crashing violently to the ground. It lies motionless, and the car speeds away, continuing its journey. This brief yet heartbreaking moment reminds us of how fast nature and traffic can collide. The video ends here, leaving behind a moment of silence. On a sunny day, cars are cruising smoothly on the highway. Everything seems normal until out of nowhere, a deer suddenly leaps onto the road. A car coming fast collides with the deer, sending it flying through the air. The deer soars across the road and crashes to the ground on the opposite side. This brief moment highlights the tragic encounter between a speeding vehicle and a wild animal.
His head was in the clouds and didn't know how right they were. In February 1922,
A jeep is speeding down the road when suddenly, a moose leaps onto the path. The moose jumps right in front of the vehicle, and the impact sends it flying through the air. The moose soars across the road, landing several feet away on the opposite side. This brief moment shows how a fast-moving vehicle and an unexpected animal encounter can have a devastating impact. On a highway, cars are driving steadily. For a long stretch, the road is clear until suddenly, two deer appear. One is a fawn, the other an adult. As the deer slowly move, unexpectedly one darts onto the road. A fast-approaching car strikes the adult deer, sending it crashing to the ground and sliding for a short distance. The fawn, in a panic, manages to escape across to the other side of the road. This brief moment highlights how quickly a fast vehicle and nature can collide. a snow-covered forest, a man walks alone, moving quietly through the peaceful surroundings. Everything seems calm until a moose suddenly starts approaching him. As the moose gets closer, the man panics and quickly draws his weapon, aiming at the animal in fear. He fires, and the moose collapses to the ground, unable to move. Shocked and scared, the man begins to run away from the scene, leaving the dangerous situation behind. This moment highlights the raw power of nature and the fear it can instill in a person facing it. On a pitch-black highway, police cars cruise quietly, their headlights the only source of light cutting through the darkness. Everything is calm and quiet, with nothing in sight for a while. As they continue down the road, suddenly a deer appears from the shadows and leaps onto the path. The speeding police car collides with the deer, and the car comes to an abrupt halt, but the deer vanishes. After stopping the car, the officer steps out, carefully scanning the darkness and searching the deer. The headlights barely illuminate the surroundings as he searches, feeling the difficulty of the task. The deer seems to have vanished without a trace. After some time, with no sign of the animal, the officer returns to the car. The night remains silent, shrouded in mystery, as the officer struggles to find the deer. This moment serves as a reminder of how unpredictable and challenging nature can be when mixed with the unknown.
Go ahead.
I am out. I just hit a deer. North Main.
Copy, do you need an ambulance?
I don't know about that right now. I am on the wrong side of the road.
Copy.
I'm looking at the back of the page. I don't see any people.
In the distance, a large train approaches quickly, while a calm deer waits by the tracks. The deer hears the train and moves closer to the tracks, deciding to cross. But suddenly, it panics and tries to flee. As the deer rushes to escape, the train strikes it. The impact sends the deer flying through the air before it falls to the ground, motionless. The train continues on, leaving the scene behind. This moment shows how quickly technology and nature can collide. A tragic reminder of how fast things can change. As a bus drives down the road, a deer suddenly jumps in front of it. The bus strikes the deer, sending it crashing through the window and into the bus. Panicked, the deer runs around the bus, heading toward the back seats in search of an escape. The driver quickly opens the door. The deer manages to exit and runs off into the woods. The bus continues on its way, showing how nature can unexpectedly disrupt daily life in the most surprising ways.